I'm going to talk now about how to configure your registration page, and probably went too fast there. The way you get to that is by clicking on this button that's Preview and Edit Registration Page, which is Landing and Registration. And you may know this is the place we come also to configure the different questions that people are going to have for registration process. So here I click on Edit, and this is where I can see the place where I add custom questions to the registration process, and up here is where I've got the different sections that are going to show up on our landing page. So I've got, these are all the ones that are here by default in different related lists to the event, and then the one up here, which is the just general detail section we've got. If for some reason I don't have a section that's meaningful for my event, such as there are no sessions for my event, I would just hit delete or edit or delete, get rid of that session. No speakers, just hit delete in the speaker section, and those sections will no longer show up on the landing page. Alright, in this case I want to take a look at creating a new section. And there's two different kinds of new sections that we can create, one of which is a detailed section and the other is a related list section, this is all the three that are already there, so I'm not going to worry about this one right now. But the detail sections are a little bit different. Let's call this as additional information is what I will call this particular formation, what I will call this particular section I'm going to be creating here. This piece pulls off of any fields that exist in the campaign object. So if fields have been added there at any time, you can add them in here. So here I'm going to say, why don't I go ahead and I'm going to put in the description field, and I'm going to put in the topic field as things that could have here. I click add for those two. I can change the order in which they show up. I hit save, so that's there. Also for my general information, let's say I want to change something in the general information, I can come in here and say I actually want to have the start time, so actually start date, we'll put that in there. Want that, and I also want to give them the end date and time, and add that, and I hit save. Okay, so I've now made changes to both of those sections, and let's say I want to make some changes to something like one of these other sections. The way I do that is to click on here and determine what it is we want to say. So the name is always there, but I could say I want to put in the description field, can add that in. I could say I want to put in the actual start date and time for a particular piece, so I add that in. And let's say if I wanted to include, make sure I include the ticket price, and I add that. And I actually decide that ticket price is really one of the more important ones, so I want that to go first. So I can move that up the list, and that's now there. And I hit save. The changes are here. I come down to event venues. I can do the same thing. Okay, so this could be a typical group of things I'd want to display for a venue. So I hit save on that, and I go to my speakers, and odds are pretty good. I want to have speaker description in here, so I go to speaker description and add that in, and I hit save. Alright, so in order to see how my changes take shape right away, I actually have to exit out of this, and I come back in there, and I can now see kind of what it's going to look like. It's not branded, but I can see basically what it's going to look like when someone comes in to look at this. In this particular record, I've not created either venues or sessions, so there's nothing there. And I can take a look at this and say, wow, am I missing my session information? or is my event venue information missing, and if that's the case I could go in and either populate that or delete those items. But that's what it looks like.